favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Invocation and pledge. My turn. I'll stand, bow our heads. Dear Lord Father, Heavenly Father in heaven, dear Lord, thank you for sending your Son. Dear Lord, also, dear Lord, thank you for our health. Dear Lord, thank you for our strength. Dear Lord, to live, to guide, and protect our families and ourselves, Lord. We ask that your Spirit live in us, guide us, protect us, Lord, and that everything in this meeting be in honor not only of this town, but more so of you and the coming of your Son in the near future. All these things we ask in your precious name. Amen. Flag, our Father, our Father. Excuse my French. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. We need to do in our Father. Cesar, for the record. We got it. We got it.
Good catch. Good catch.
Good catch. For the record, Mike, we got 609? Yes. Certified posting of agenda?
Mr. Mayor and council members, the agenda was duly posted as required by state law at least 72 hours prior to the start of the meeting.
Thank you, Annette. Public comments?
There was two. The forms are right in front.
All right, and we'll go ahead and start with Mr. Michael Leo, City Manager, City of Palmview. You have 3 minutes.
Thank you, sir. Council members and members of the public, we just want to advise you that City Hall is undergoing some renovations, as you can see by the adjustments that we had to make here. So we want to let the public know that the city is still open and operational from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. It's business as usual. Just an update, we're making some improvements to the west side of the building, which is this section, and the east side as well. Our team met on Monday. Everything's ready to go. The city has picked up the materials as well. We have a project manager on board who's coordinated everything for us, has done a really good job so far. So we expect them to start on Thursday. They'll be fabricating pieces of equipment outside. Thursday and Friday, they'll work on the weekends to not interrupt operations. They'll be working over the weekend on the police side so we can get that going, and then PD can move back in there, and then we'll come over to this side. We expect the project to be about three to 4 weeks tops, give or take, between both sides. We'll have an official agenda item at our next meeting for an update, but this is just to advise the public. If you see something, understand, bear with us as we go through these improvements, and just know that operations will continue as usual. If we need to make any changes or modifications to our operational hours, including court on Thursdays, we'll let the public know as well, and Ms. Irma Garza will be putting out information on our website and through our social media. But again, just an update.
Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday they'll start actually working. They won't be inside until Saturday, but they'll be on site Thursday and Friday.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. And that project has been, Chief, I know it's been a long time coming, and just for the record, we were able to finally negotiate good cost savings, efficiency, and get the project done. So, Chief, what's the word? Thank you for your patience. But it's coming already. And then, of course, Mike as well, and Rudy and Joseph are helping with getting this project going as well, and then the commission as well for having faith in us. Next.
We're just pending the permit.
Permit pending. I think I know the mayor. We'll talk to the mayor, talk to one of the commissioners. Next, Ms. Irma Garza, City of Palmview. Yep.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, Irma Garza, Chief of Staff and Public Relations Officer. Just want to thank everybody who came out to our Community Fest and all of our activities on Saturday, March 1st. We kicked it off on Friday, the 28th with a barbecue cook-off. We had 22 teams that participated, and they had a blast. That was a good addition this year. And then, of course, on Saturday morning, we did the Mayor's Walk with the Mayor Pro Tem. Mayor, I'm glad that you're feeling better. You were under the weather, and it's a good thing to see you here today. We had about 15 community members that came out to walk with us, and we want to do this, on a regular basis. We want to get healthy together, and we will be announcing soon other things that we're going to be doing for the community. And then, of course, our community festival on Saturday afternoon kicked it off with the school performances. We had 16 performances from the school district, all the way from La Jolla, and all of Palmview schools that were here. They did an amazing job. It was hot, but they really enjoyed it, and they couldn't wait to get done so they could go to the carnival rides. We sold out on all the bracelets that we had. We had 500 bracelets. They sold out. So next year we got to get more bracelets and we got to get more rides. They really, really enjoyed that. And then of course, the vendors. I spoke to the vendors after the event was over. Everybody said they did really, really well. They were very pleased with the turnout, and of course the music was fantastic. So for all the people that came out to support this, look forward to next March. Obviously March is a good time to have it because it has been one of the most successful that we've had. So we would like to continue to do it at the beginning of March, and we're planning already. We're planning the July the 4th, which will be on July 3rd, and then we're gonna get ready and start planning for the next year Community Fest. So again, thank you all so much. Pictures were already posted on our website, and we do have some drone video that our fire department took for us, so we'll be posting that in the next year. So thank you all very much.
Thank you. Exciting, and I'd like to, I know I had spoken with Mr. Leo earlier about getting a meeting with all of you and see the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? Or the good, the best, and the better, right? To see what we can do to make use of all our resources, you know, all our facilities, and showcase our town to everybody that one night again next year. So he'll be reaching out. He does that already, but I think I'll be here at that meeting as well. Yes, we had 8 teams as well. I talked to Mr. Lugo that night. We had a good conversation about next year, about doing something bigger and better, and possibly a 3-day tournament, right? So good. So start planning now. I think Ms. Annette's already aware. Ms. Annette pitched an idea about getting the date for the March event sooner, a lot sooner, like maybe here before summer, so that we can get, you know, carnivals, we can get, you know, the resources, the things we need, and so that we can be best prepared. All right, so thank you. Any other questions, comments? All right, thank you. I appreciate your input, and it does not go unnoticed.
My microphone keeps dying, but I do want to show my appreciation to everybody that had anything to do with planning this this festival. It was there was a lot of people, and everybody just seemed to be having a good time. So just really want to say thank you for all the efforts put from admin to public works to the first responders that were standing by, to just anybody that was there to help. So thank you very much, and we hope the community really enjoyed it, because that's at the end of the day who it's for. So hopefully they had a good time.
Amen. Thank you. Yes, awesome. Any other comments, input? Speak now or hold your peace on this matter till next we meet. Okay, consent agenda. Do I have a motion?
I motion to approve.
A motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and second to approve consent agenda items 6.1. And just for the record, it's the approval of minutes. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. On to new business. Item 7.1, discussion considering the adoption of a resolution authorizing submission of a disaster recovery reallocation program application and administered through the Texas General Land Office for the city of Palmview. Do I have a motion?
I'm sorry, what's this again?
Discussion and consideration for, this is going to be for funding, I would say. So we need a motion so that we can.
Motion to approve the
Motion
discussion.
to approve the discussion, and I'll second. Mr. Liu, you want to go
Sure.
ahead and?
So these are some GLO grants that opened up late last year. They took money from the grants that we got, not our grants, but the years of the funding pot, the grants that we got, prior grants as well, money that was either unclaimed, unused, or cities weren't able to utilize them in time. So they put it together, created a new pot of funds called the DRRP, and we had to move quickly. So back in December, we moved and we selected an engineer and administrator, which is GrantWorks. We submitted, the city had to submit a letter of intent for 3 grants. This is the first one of those 3. For this particular, and this is part of the process in the application, we submit a resolution to kind of solidify our support and our willingness to participate in the grant and the requirements that come with that grant. This particular one is for reconstruction and repaving of East Goodwin Road from 495 north to 2 Mile Line. It's for $875,000 and it has a 10% match, which is a good return on our share if we can get that. Again, it would reconstruct that portion of East Goodwin, potentially making it thicker. We know we've talked about making that a thoroughfare for traffic, for heavy truck traffic, so we want to invest in those streets. So again, this is one of 3 that we'll be submitting for. It's still early in the process, but the good news is they invited us to apply, which is a good sign, but we do need to move quickly
And
because of the time frame.
This would be for 2026?
It could be as soon, the awards should be coming in later this month to probably happen in 2026, the actual work.
Any match,
A 10% match.
10%?
So about
It's not
87,000 to get 870,000, not a bad deal.
And that's with Lupita?
No, this is with GrantWorks.
Grantworks?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is for how far into East Goodwin, or is it until the 2 Mile Line?
2 Mile Line. Yeah, from 490, I'm sorry, Veterans, 495 to 2 Mile Line.
Okay, that's good.
So I know we've been wanting we've been asking Commissioner from Precinct 3 to pave some of these streets, but we've even put it in writing at least twice now, in an email and in writing. But what a blessing if we were to get this.
If we can.
Not circumventing, right, but doing our own thing. And sometimes the blessings come in disguises. So I would say run with it. We have a motion and a second already. Are there any other questions? So this would be, and I have a question. You said, just to repeat it for the record, it's from 2 Mile to 495?
Correct.
Okay. And then it's a 10% match. You cannot beat that. That is awesome. Well, all right. Are there any other questions? No. All right. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Thank you. Run with it and keep us posted.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
It's moving quickly. April 4th is the deadline, so it's right around the corner.
All right, next item, 7.2, discussion, consideration, and adoption of a resolution authorizing submission for the Disaster Recovery Reallocation Program application administered through the Texas General Land Office for the city of Palmview. Can I entertain a motion?
And motion to approve.
Motion. We have a second. Mike, Mr. Lee?
Similar to the one before, again, there was 3 opportunities, so we wanted to just try it for all 3. Luckily, we're selected to submit for all 3. This particular one is for $2 million, so we had to find a project that was in that price range that had to do with drainage. So the one that we had from prior assessments, because we've done drainage assessments in other areas, we know where the problematic areas are and what the cost is. The only one that was close to that amount was the Tierra Linda subdivision. So this one would redo all the drainage outlets and the swells throughout the subdivision, since it's a large subdivision. A lot of those swells don't exist anymore. Through time, through the construction of the sewer project, they got covered up. People have put driveways and other things on top of those swells, so it impedes the drainage swell. So this one is for $2 million, but also with a 10% match, which is still a great, leveraging local money.
Mr. Leo, question on that. Is it only, I know that, can you look into or ask whoever's doing the writing? Well, first of all, who is doing the writing?
Well, we submitted the
GrantWorks?
original intent, but GrantWorks is putting the application in.
So GrantWorks as well. If, I know that right here, South Minnesota, they ran into the same problems that Tierra Linda did when the sewer and all that went through. So just kind of see if there's a way to work, to work it over there as well.
Okay.
Any other subdivisions in mind? Not that it's gonna happen, but I guess at this point, we can approve it, and then if something does come up, we can bring it to you here before it all gets, right, signed,
sir.
sealed, and delivered?
Yes.
Does that sound like a legal? Can we do that? Okay.
What's that area north of Minnesota?
There's a couple of houses there that
Do you know which one I'm talking about? The one that's that's close to a drainage ditch?
correct. Alanis, I believe that the father is Alanis.
You know
I've
which one I'm
seen
talking
Yeah, I think so. Before you get to 2 Mile Line?
No,
No,
on
here on the
the
south side.
south side.
Minnesota, South
Yes, South
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Remember that house that we're always having to
But that's in the middle of the street, no? Like into the actual street, not on Minnesota?
It's not on
Yeah,
Minnesota,
it's, you
correct?
go in, you go
No.
in.
Faux Street.
No,
Faux
Maricela.
There
I think
you
it's
go.
Maricela. The one I'm thinking is Maricela's like halfway down, and that house was just lower for some
Foshi?
reason. No, Foshi was at the end. Foshi had issues at the very end
With the
where the drainage
drainage,
ditch
right?
was. But the drainage district's done a decent
Yeah,
job.
I know
cleaning
there's
it
a
up.
house there that,
But I think it's Maricela.
and I'm not, I know that that's one house that, because they built it before the
Like,
city.
yes.
So, but there's other houses around it that suffer because of the drain, right? I mean, all over the city, I know on several, but those neighborhoods
Yeah,
for sure.
okay, now I know where
And
you're
then let's kind of, really, I'm glad you all brought it up, because you guys know where they're at, you guys know where the drains, where the ditches need some help maintaining, right, improvements. So possibly if we get these $2 million, and maybe we could, you know, you guys get with here, yeah, and say, hey, over here,
The only thing is, it may not be because it's project-specific. Like, for example, let's say it's Tierra Linda. So what we do is we go knock on the doors. Remember, we had to knock on the doors. So it's a neighborhood. It has to be contiguous. So it can't be a little here, a little here, a little here, and kind of group it together, because they need to meet the LMA, the low to moderate income levels. So we'll look at it anyways, because I think we tried to do that another time. We
Yeah.
spread it out on La Homa with Joshua and all those streets, and that proved to be challenging, even though they were really close to each other. So they look at it as one project.
Yeah, I mean, just thinking the way grants work, I don't think that will go through. It's more like area specific.
el mayor trying
It
to
doesn't hurt to
help every, the whole town if we could. Okay, so something to just ask, wouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ask and try.
It doesn't.
All right, so Tierra Linda, that's good, another one. Do I have a motion?
I motion to approve.
And a se- I
Second.
already had a motion, second. All in
Oh.
favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, just for the record. Item 7.3, discussion, consideration, and adoption of a resolution authorizing submission for the disaster relief reallocation application administered through the Texas General Land Office for the city of Palmview. Mr. Liu?
Yes, this one is for the acquisition and installation of generators to support our new emergency operations center on Marla Drive, as well as any future public safety facilities on that property. The amount is $550,000, also with a 10% match.
All right, Marla? How many generators are we looking at?
Two.
Two?
Yeah, one for the fire station emergency operations center, and one hopefully for the future public safety building. 'Cause it needs-
Generators?
This one?
Yes.
Number
The
three.
third one, 7.3.
Sí.
Had a motion and a second.
No, I don't think anybody motioned.
Okay, do I have a motion?
I motion to approve.
A second. All right, a motion and a second. Any other questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
A motion carries. Thank you. Go get them, and Grant Works. Thank you,
So-
Grant Works.
We've had good luck, so we'll see.
Item 7.4, discussion and possible action to approve repairs to truck number 1 with Metro Fire Apparatus Specialists, Inc. Mr. Leo, we won't do go ahead.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. So, about a month and a half ago, we came to you with a request for an initial authorization of the purchase order for $30,000 for repairs to our ladder truck. And we had mentioned that if it's going to exceed that, that we would come back to council for further approval to have to authorize the adjustment. And before you have the actual number that's above the $30,000 that was approved to finish the repairs of the truck. And a lot of it's just a lot of the weather got, the sun baked and just without the proper housing. And those were a majority of the issues. It's just, that's what, there's a lot more that has to be done, but we broke it down and amongst the manufacturer and ourselves, we just prioritize the most priority, which is safety, and that's what we're targeting here. We're not targeting everything, because if not, it would be way more than this, but this is just just for the actual safety, to be able to operate safely. So that's what we're here for.
So it was above 30,000?
Correct, right.
Where are we at right now?
We're right at the 30,000.
Oh, you're
So
right at the
yeah, so
30,
that, they haven't proceeded to continue the work until we give them the green light.
Oh, so this is not on top of it there?
Yes, correct.
Oh, it is on top of it?
Correct, yes, sir.
So it's 30 plus 27?
Correct.
57.
So it's 57 total.
Okay.
As you recall, the initial, without actually opening it up, we had estimated about 75, so we're actually a little bit under the 75 that what we had thought initially.
We're gonna have, once we have this station, those trucks will definitely be under a roof, right?
Correct, right, yeah, that's what's killing us, is that we don't have facilities for them, and
We gotta
the
protect our
sun,
investments.
the sun's brutal.
And it's
Any
only
other-
gonna get worse.
Any
Yeah.
other, and then we went through, okay, this company was selected, I remember this was several months ago, right?
Yes, so essentially, they're the authorized dealer for Spartan, and that truck is a Spartan, and there's no Valley agency. That's the nearest one that deals with Spartan chassis and Spartan bodies.
So we don't have anywhere to provide any shade for these engines.
Well, no, just 2 bays.
And then we are not projecting to finish the new fire station for another year or so?
Yeah, because I mean, because we looked at it, even if you put a shed, you're still gonna get the sun coming from the side and stuff like that. So whether you put,
6 months in the
yeah, whether
sun,
you put a shed or
shouldn't
not, you know, it's it literally has to be like, you know,
Covered.
protected, covered, yeah.
Are they telling you how much more they expect it's gonna take to fix it? 100%, or what's the plan?
So,
Overall goal?
so essentially, we just wanted to just get it operational for safety purposes because we need it. We already came in a situation where our primary went down and we didn't have anything to operate at all.
So this
So-
will end it, this is it, the 20, the 30 and the 27, that's it, there's not gonna be another,
I mean, like I mentioned, it's actually way more than that, but we chopped it down to just the safety, just to get it on the road safely. There's a lot more things that have to get done to it, but we're not gonna do it at this point in time. This is just the actual major stuff that has to get done to
we
it.
allocated, do we
And the
have
rest that
something for
needs to get
allocation?
fixed,
So
it's
where is it
not
gonna-
because of sun damage, right? It's like.
Correct, right, it's other things, just
Okay.
because it's, you know, it's a 2014, so, you know, it just put time,
Okay.
you know, things, but that has nothing to do with the sun damage though. The sun damage was the actual the wire assemblies and harnesses with the actual ladder itself, where the sun and the grease hit, and it burns the wires, and that causes the shorts and everything, and those are the big issues.
So let's say we don't have a roof, how would we protect this investment?
There's really not a way I mean, we just pretty much, our primary and this truck are in the bays, and then our tank is gonna be outside along with all the rest of our ambulances that we have right now.
Like maybe, I'm just, you know, I mean, we will have one, right? We will have a roof over it.
Right, because, you know, we've had the discussion with City Manager Leo, and, you know, even though we put in like for a shed, it's not, yeah, you have cover up on the top, but you still have all the rays and stuff coming to the sides, and that's what really
The front and
kills
the
it.
back, yeah.
It has to be enclosed.
What do you call it? In Spanish, you call it a lona. You know, like a special cover that.
So we've already tried that too, but it's just hard to keep it on because the wind is just, right now, our brush trucks, we have it, you know, that's pretty much what we have, you know, we have them covered in tarps. And we found that's the best we can do for right now.
It's very expensive equipment, right?
Very expensive,
What would that be valued at if you were to go buy it brand new?
about 1.5, 1.7.
Yeah, better fix it.
Get it fixed and-
And that's on the low end, yeah, but now with all this price of everything going up, it's probably a lot more now.
And there's no
I haven't
space
priced
for
them
it
out.
over here.
Yeah.
There's no space for it in the
Well,
old base.
So we gave them a not to exceed 30,000, now they've gone over that.
No, sir, they'd stop right at 30.
Oh, they stopped
Yeah.
at 30 and now they're requesting how much more?
Well, yeah, because they gave us how much the actual is to complete it, so that's why we're here.
So what would you say the percentage is that's gonna be completed? After we approve this 27,000?
It would probably be about 85%,
Okay,
yeah.
so there's about 50% more left to do.
Yeah, and that part doesn't have anything to do as far as like with the element damages, that's other stuff because of the age of it, but it's not gonna affect the operation.
After approving this, then it'll be functional?
Correct, right,
operational?
correct.
And when would they have it back? Because I know it's been.
So I talked to him this afternoon actually, and upon approval, if you all do approve it, about 30 days,
Really? Okay. Any other questions?
roughly about 30 days.
Thank you for the update, and then let's get this thing out.
I would just add that, yeah, this kind of came as an emergency repair, and while the total is over 57, under normal circumstances, anything over 50, you have to go through a competitive bidding requirement. So we did have to consult with legal regarding that, because it's an emergency repair, because there's only a sole source vendor that does that in the state where we're taking it. We had not previously identified funding, because again, this is not an expected expense. So we're trying to work within the departmental budget, but we may look at the use of most likely 2024 CO funds.
All right, do I have a motion?
A motion to approve.
I'll second.
And a second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
good luck.
you, Chief.
Yes, we'll have a roof over our little investments. willing. Next item, 7.5, discussion and possible action to authorize improvements for the Palmview Solid Waste Drive, the drive-through project. Do I have a motion, first of all?
I motion to approve.
Motion, and I'll second. Go ahead. Cesar, you want to get into Mr. Liu?
We are ready to move forward with the addition of the drive-through service window to the portable that used to be the library and now is where Cesar's out with sanitation. That building had previously already been outfitted to accommodate a drive-through window, so it worked out well. We can move staff from the mobile unit that's parked outside here by the old fire station where they take payments, move them over there, and it'll allow them to be more efficient. So that Cesar and his entire team are there to get together in one spot. They can, if somebody needs to cover one or the other, or there's nobody at the mobile window, then they can do other stuff within the department instead of just sitting there idly. So we requested quotes for the lowest responsible quote that we received was $34,286. Also, we needed a design, so we worked with our engineers, M2 engineers. They provided the design and the plans used for the quotes. And Empresas Monner is the preferred contractor. They're the lowest responsible bidder. We have done work with them before. They did Liberty Road, was it, Sosa? Liberty Road, and then they did some striping as well on Benson and 495. But they did the paving on Liberty Road. So we've had positive work experiences with them.
All right.
Anything else, Sosa, that we need to add?
Any other? So that'll be turnkey.
They're ready to go, right?
All right, so let's approve it so we can go.
Green Valley.
And that's coming out of your budget?
Also, 2024 CO funds, this is on the list of projects on the CO funds.
Okay, let's keep our eyes on ears and everything on those COs for needs, not wants. Okay, so
I make a motion to
and
approve.
second, I had a motion and a second.
You already had it, right?
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries? Yes. Usually I'll do it out because sometimes the motion and second to start the discussion and then we get into it, so I'll call it out again. But we're good. And Annette always does a fabulous job of keeping me in check. All right, so that'll be good also. It's a good thing. They won't have to circle around through the front over here like they have before. They're gonna, and then like Mr. Leo said, they'll be able to also multi-purpose in that building, not like over here sometimes and be idle for 10, 15 minutes and make better use of our employees. And I'll talk about what we're gonna do with that. I'm
That's
sure
what I
you
was
already have
about
a
to
plan
ask.
too, You know?
Yeah, we have some thoughts and ideas, but that's gonna be a good discussion now that we'll have that access to that mobile unit. What can we do with it?
Okay, just make sure we put it to good use.
Oh, we will.
And
And
let
maybe
us know
move
that
it
so we can
so-
approve it too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, it'll be out of there.
Moved so they don't come and think it's still in service.
What's the timeline on this? 2 weeks, a week? Week to two. All right, starting tomorrow. Okay. All right.
To
That
do
would-
the improvements? Oh, okay, so todavía no se hacen.
No.
Oh, okay.
All right. Next item, 7.6, discussion and possible action on a resolution providing for a temporary meeting date change. Mr. Liu?
Mayor, at our last meeting, we talked about a potential change for the meetings with, right now, we meet on the first and third week of every month on Tuesdays. So we talked about changing the meetings from Tuesdays to another day of the week due to some conflict with some of the council members. So this item allows the council to discuss potential options for meeting days. And with that, we would just open the floor for discussion to see if the council has any thoughts.
This is for March?
It would just be indefinitely, I mean, for as long as we
Oh,
need
like
it,
for
but
the
once we're ready to move it back, yeah. Because I think Commissioner Ramirez, who has a conflict on Tuesdays,
Oh, that's true.
he said it would be maybe 2 months is more. And then Eric, our legal attorney as well, has a conflict with meetings on Tuesdays with another entity, so
Okay,
that's kind of what we're looking at.
so
But for now, it just would be moving forward.
what other day works for everyone? Wednesday is PMDDs, no?
But Wednesday MDD meetings are on another week. They're not on
Oh,
the
okay,
same
so
week.
The same week?
So we could do Wednesdays?
The only
Well, you
thing
can
is
like-
when the Wednesdays falls at the beginning of the month, the first day of the month, that we would have a conflict on the third, Thursday.
So Thursdays, and it'll be about 3 meetings, right? Maybe,
For Ramirez, I think so.
yeah. So I would say
Thursdays is good.
Thursdays, because, yeah.
Yeah.
Thursdays,
Thursdays
you
work.
okay with Thursdays? You okay?
Yeah,
All right.
yes.
All right, so do I have a motion for Thursdays?
I motion to approve.
I'll second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries, thank you. And then we'll come back and are we gonna need another, resolution to change it?
I think to
Back?
change it back when the time comes, yes.
All right, you be set and ready when we're set and ready. Next item, 7.7, discussion and possible action on an ordinance for mobile food vendors. All right.
So do we motion to
Go
approve?
ahead and make a motion,
I motion to approve.
and I'll
the
second.
discussion.
And is that gonna be you, Mr. Leo?
Yes, sir. As we all know, well, a little background, a few years ago, the city put a moratorium on mobile food vendors, and we opened it up about a year and a half ago to do it. Let's designate the municipal park as our food park area where mobile trucks could set up there. Since we had the restroom, the parking, all the requirements needed for that. While we got that going, there was other things that were needed, and we still, I think all of you as well as all of us, will still get inquiries, hey, can I do food trucks over here? Hey, I want to put a food truck over there, or a food park somewhere else. So in the last meetings and in discussions at our prior workshops, we talked with the city attorneys about opening it up so it's not restricted to just the municipal park. So this ordinance allows us to open it up to other locations throughout the city with the same requirements that we have. They need to have access to potable water, they need to have restrooms, they need to have sufficient parkings, all the things that Rudy and Joseph will be looking for. But again, just not restricted to the park, so that's the item for the council. I don't know if you have anything else to share. Have you talked to Eric? Do we have the ordinance or anything else that we need to complete the ordinance?
Eric did not give me the ordinance, but
Okay.
based on your approval, I will take it back to him and he can prepare. He had just brought up the same things, making sure that they have bathrooms, running water, electricity, parking, all of that, so that it doesn't disturb, the flow of traffic or impede, or there's no public safety. So as long as all of those parameters are in place, we're good to approve the ordinance.
And then I think Eric mentioned also, is it just individual food trucks, or do you want to open it up to allow food parks as well? Like if somebody says, I want to do a food park with multiple food trucks, as long as we're okay with that. So that's the kind of feedback that they're looking for.
What do y'all think about a food park, like a food truck park, if somebody wants to
Sure, I've
initiate
been
that?
Mr., what's his name, reached out to both of us at one time,
Jerry?
Steve.
Oh.
Steve Bonilla.
Ah, okay,
He's
okay.
got about 4 acres behind his haircut place, and he's got a real nice.
Little setup?
Real nice setup there
Okay,
behind
okay.
Roosters. And who else was? We just talked about it, also about having another area for food trucks. Oh, Mr. Artemio Chapa, over here behind the Wings and Rings, that new Wings and Rings.
Wingstop.
Wingstop, yeah.
There you go, Wingstop over here by the HEB, and he's got about 3.5 acres, and he's got a real nice plan over there with a lake loop, or a pond, not a lake, but a pond, and concrete around, people can walk and have about 8, I'll let him tell you all. But we've got 2 possible candidates for a real nice.
Little
real nice-
outdoor eatery.
For outdoor eatery, correct, real nice. So and then of course we've had, just as long as they follow, it's gotta be, it can't be in the back of, or in the front of a house, it's gotta be a designated area, commercial, not just a mom and pop shop right there open by the front porch in a house either, so,
We have indicator areas, no?
yes, we have some. Any other, so just make sure we get that,
Yes.
So we're no longer gonna be moving forward with the city food
We'll
truck?
have it, it'll be there available in case we have events, in
Yes, we'll
case
leave it
we
open.
have tournaments, it'll still be ready to go, but, I mean,
No, I was just wondering,
yeah,
like,
but that's a
in
good
case
point,
anybody
because
asks.
about a year ago, we were pushing to set it up, and we brought the electricity, we spent good money, right, to set
To
the
get the
foundation.
foundation, yeah.
Correct, and the septic sewer's brand new, septic, not sewer, all right, so septic is brand new there, we have some power, right, we already got the power out there.
Well, that was the challenge, I think, when the electricity, that's where the big number came, was gonna be like 80,000 to actually put these special connections that these food trucks need, 30 amp or 50 amp. So right now, like for tournaments, we're looking to open it up for food parks. But if a food truck or trailer goes, they have to bring a generator. There's no electrical connection, which means they can't stay overnight. They have to take their product in, they have to take the product out every day. And then we don't have sewer in that area, so they have to take their dirty water, called gray water, they have to take it with them every time, go dump it somewhere else, and then come back. So maybe another location can have that infrastructure to be able to do that on site, so the trucks don't have to vacate every single day. But we will leave it open for future opportunities.
Good question, Ms. Flores. Good question. Any other discussion items, or on this discussion, any items that we need to discuss? So we kind of know we're set, with legal?
Yes, based on this approval, then I'll take it back to Mr. Flores and we'll begin preparing the ordinance based on the parameters discussed here today.
Yeah, we had a motion, a second already. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, thank you. And this is awesome. This is gonna be good. Another little spice to our city. I'd like to see if we can promote these two as well. You know, we can get Samantha, just a little, shot and promote
On the
these
PMDD
businesses.
side?
Yeah, on the PMDD. Correct. Next, okay, so do I have a motion to go into executive session?
I motion to go into executive.
Second.
I have a second. So and I'm gonna go ahead and go by that. At 6:44, we will reside into executive session, and we will be out